Hey guys, welcome to Retro Media Talk Podcast. Today we're going to 1984 and we're going to talk about another favorite serial killer from the 80s, slasher icon, and that is the one that started it all, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven. Steve.
Yes.
Oh, there you are. So we have Steve on the line. He's ready and so excited to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street, aren't you?
I am actually. I really
Are
am.
you? Okay.
I will say this. I enjoyed it more than the other three we've done because I haven't seen it in so long. It's a fun movie, even though it's like a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he's a little bit like of a comedian throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, and actually the sequels, he gets funnier. I mean, that was, Nightmare on Elm Street 1 was the more serious one, and then it got kind of more tongue-in-cheek later on. But yeah, we could talk about that in a little bit. So obviously everybody knows that's Johnny Depp's first role. He's the main person that everybody recognizes in A Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, I guess the most recognizable person would be Robert Englund. I mean, he was in a lot of movies. Maybe a lot of people don't know prior to Nightmare.
Was he?
Yeah, I believe he was.
Was he in anything famous before?
Yeah, he was. But now I'm on the spot trying to think of some names. But yeah, he was in some movies prior to that.
He definitely did some stuff. But
yeah.
I think this was like his big break, really.
Well, he was in stuff in the 70s.
You know, when I saw this movie, I had only known him because he was in V.
Oh, that's right, V. He was like a main
83.
character. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was right before. Right.
Yeah, he was Willie.
Yeah,
he was like the real timid, and he hooked up with an Earth woman, and they had a baby together.
Yeah, so
right?
He was in a lot of TV shows. That's true.
Yeah,
because he was in some other ones that I remember. But he was on. Okay, he was in a great horror movie. It's kind of like I don't know if you remember this horror movie, but it's Dead and Buried. It was in 1981, and it's kind of like, I remember when it hit the theater and stuff, and it's a really cool horror movie. But he was in that one. I remember him in that movie because I've got it on Blu-ray. It's a cult classic.
It must be because I've never heard of it.
Yeah, Dead and Buried. Walking Tall TV series, I guess he was in 1981. I didn't even know there was a Walking Tall TV series. But
neither did I.
Chips, Charlie's Angels. I'm just reading off what he's... Oh, Soap. He was in Soap in 1979. I used to watch that as a kid. That was a funny... Man, that was a wacky show. But it was funny.
My parents watched it. I never watched it. I wasn't really interested at the time of what it was about. But
yeah,
I know.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I think it was just some kind of. It was like a spoof of like soap operas, right? Is that what it was? What the show was about?
Yeah, it was. But it has own little plot lines. Yeah, it was supposed to be like making fun of soaps, but it was a soap opera all on its own. It was funny, though. Funnier than hell. The other thing I didn't know... So maybe he wasn't in a lot of movies. Oh, wait. Hold on. I was thinking he was in a lot of movies in the 70s. But he was in some movies that I haven't heard of. But the one thing he was in, Eaten Alive. But I don't know what he played in that one.
He played Buck, whoever that was.
Yeah, and that was that Tobe Hooper movie I was telling you about with the crocodile. So he was in that one. And then the other thing I didn't know, he directed. He had 3 directing credits. I didn't know that. So that was kind of interesting. But one movie you might recognize that he directed was that movie 976 Evil. Do you remember that one?
Never seen it. I've heard of it.
Yeah.
It sounded stupid. That's why I never watched it.
Yeah, I don't think it was great, but I'll have to revisit that. I did not know he directed that film. What's the other thing? Wes Craven, great director. I think I really like Wes Craven. I think he's a cool guy. I've seen him in a lot of interviews, and he's a smart guy. Well, he was a smart guy. You know, he passed away, right? He died in 2015, and
born in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say that, dude. He's in your neck of the woods. He was born in there, and then Nightmare on Elm Street was based on Springwood, Ohio. But I think that was a fake city, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. It may exist, but I would doubt it. I would doubt it.
But what's really cool about that, then, you know, naming the film Nightmare on Elm Street, it could happen anywhere because every town basically has an Elm Street, you know. So I guess the big deal was after this film was released, there was like it still may happen today, I don't know, but there was always a Elm Street street sign being stolen in different towns, you know. So I could see that happening.
When I look back, I had no idea that he wrote Swamp Thing and The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh yeah,
Last House on the Left.
Yeah, and that one was like very shocking for the time. You know, the rape and all that stuff. Yeah, that was over the top. You've seen that movie?
A long time ago.
I mean, that was very, very, hard for people to. And that was a 72 movie, so that was like, you know, it was as shocking as Texas Chainsaw Massacre back then. You know.
Yeah, I went and saw a movie of his, and it was a real stinker. I think that's why I thought, he doesn't make that great of movies. Was The People Under the Stairs? I went and saw it at the theater.
You didn't like that one?
Yeah,
it was kind of a comedy horror, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that movie in so long, so I really can't comment. But you remember that movie he did in '81, Deadly Blessing? I don't know if you remember that one. They used to play that on TV all the time. It was all right. I think my favorite one though, I love Swamp Thing when it came out, and I thought that was a great movie. Serpent and the Rainbow. You remember that one? '88. That was kind of a freaky one.
He didn't write that. He just directed it, right?
Well, I mean, he just directed it. Yeah. I don't know about writing. Why was there? Did he write Swamp Thing?
Yes.
He didn't direct that one, or did he both?
He did both.
Oh, he did both. Wow. Okay.
And he did both on The Last House on the Left and The Hills Have Eyes.
Jeez. Okay. Well, he also did Cursed. Did you ever see that one?
I have not.
It was a good werewolf film, modern, you know, but it had a lot of humor in it. Yeah, you should check that out sometime. Cursed. Came out 2005. It was one of his last films, I think, because hold on. Yeah, my favorite film, obviously, is Scream. I mean, from him, besides Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's say Nightmare on Elm Street and then Scream. I mean, he really brought back the slasher films in the 90s because they had a kind of a long like lull there, and he kind of reinvented the whole slasher film with Scream. And he did Scream 2. He did he did Scream 3 and 4. Okay, so Scream 4 must have been, that was 2011. That must have been one of his last ones then. Jeez. I didn't know he did all 4 though. And then they came out with 5, and whatever. I don't think.
I think I've only seen 1 and 2 of those.
Yeah.
That's when I had a big thing for Nev Campbell.
You had a big thing for Nev Campbell?
Oh, yeah.
That's funny. but he did New Nightmare. That was a really good one. That was where they were kind of they really changed the whole Nightmare on Elm Street thing. Yeah, okay, so here it is. A demonic force has chosen Freddy Krueger as its portal to the real world. Can Heather Langenkamp play the part of Nancy one last time to trap the evil trying to enter our world? So she actually plays herself as the actress. And so they're making like the whole movie, and Freddy's actually coming to life in the real world. So it's really cool. It's a really cool take on the whole story. So yeah, he's done a lot. And he created one of the, 3 most iconic killers in 80s horror history. So you got Freddy. I mean, when you think of 80s horror, you always think of the 3, don't you? I mean, Michael, Jason, Freddy.
Yeah. They're the big 3. Big 3.
And then, if you go to 4, it's usually between Chucky, and then they throw Leatherface in there a lot of times. But, he's more 70s. But, I guess Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 came out in the 80s. But, the big 3 are them 3. Basically, do you know that he created the whole story based on these kids dying in their sleep from nightmares? It was basically these teenagers that died in their sleep during some nightmares. I think they were like immigrants or something that came over from these refugee camps, and they were all dying. I don't know. It was a pretty interesting thing. He was reading these articles about these kids dying from in the middle of a nightmare, I guess. He also created Freddy Krueger, which I'm surprised the guy didn't get pissed, but it was based on a childhood bully named Fred Krueger. so he actually used the real name of a childhood bully and made him into Freddy Krueger. And the original idea of Freddy Krueger was to create this child molester, child killer. And the studio said, wait. That's going overboard. And thank God they changed that, because I did not want Freddy Krueger to be, a child molester, pedophile / child killer. So they just changed it to him being a child killer. And that's a little bit better than going overboard on the other. That would have been too far. I couldn't even watch the movie if I knew he was a pedophile. But that's, But yeah, so Fred Krueger was a bully in Wes Craven's childhood. And did you know Wes Craven did research on the colors of the sweater? Because he was trying to put him in some sort of outfit. Well, he discovered that red and green are scientifically unsettling to the human eye, that we don't recognize those shades very well together. Isn't that weird?
So, no. Well, yes, it is weird, because, every December we have red and green all over the place.
I know, but it was something with scientifically, if they're like next to each other, they become subliminally unsettling. I don't know. That's what the science showed, and that's why he put him in a red and green sweater.
That might explain why I've always hated Santa Claus.
Really?
I don't know. No.
Oh. Well, he's Santa red. He's red and white, though.
Right.
But yeah, and then the gloves, Freddy's gloves. He didn't want to give him a knife like Michael Myers or anything, so he was inspired by his cat's claws. That's where the knives came from on the glove. So it was basically his cat's claws that inspired him to create that.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of cool. It's different.
It was a good idea. I always liked that. I was like, you know what? That's a cool idea, those knives, on the gloves. They shot the movie in 32 days.
I was noticing that in this movie, his makeup really evolved from this. I mean, it didn't look so great in this movie, but I went back because I was off this week. I watched some movies, and I watched Freddy versus Jason.
Oh, did you watch it?
The difference in makeup is like, it's so different. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's higher budget.
It's like big
technology
big time
too. But so let me ask you, what'd you think of Jason versus Freddy?
Dude, I thought it was awesome.
Oh wait,
I loved it.
Freddy versus Jason.
Yes.
So you did love it.
Oh, I did. I thought it was awesome. I was totally absorbed in it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I totally love that one, man. I mean you can't. I mean, the fights are amazing, but the homage to the old '80s movies. I mean, I thought it was perfect.
Of course, I knew that there was not going to be any
resolution.
Well, there was, but there wasn't a clear cut winner.
Clear cut. I
mean, technically, I was surprised. I mean, technically, Jason won the fight. Really, I mean, technically, but in the end, when he comes out of the water holding Freddy's head, and of course, Freddy's, I forget what he says. He says something.
Yeah.
So, I guess the fight could have continued like off screen, and we wouldn't know. So, but yeah, I mean, Jason got the upper hand, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I love the way they did that because you got both camps. Freddy fans, Jason fans. And then somebody like me, I like both. So it's like, I'm not rooting for either one. I want a tie, basically. Because, it's just, I think the way they did that was great. I saw that at the theater, man. I was just engrossed in it. I thought it was so freaking hilariously entertaining,
It surprised me. It surprised me that I was like, this is going to be so stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What can they do with this movie? But it was. I mean, there wasn't much to it, but I mean, it was exciting. There wasn't any dead spots in it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it was a lot of action for sure. Kept you entertained.
So another person that was in this movie is the legendary John Saxon.
Oh, John Saxon. I should have said him, actually, most recognizable, because he's the 70s star.
Yeah.
I don't know what I
love John Saxon because, he's Major Fred Sloan in the $6 Million Man, which was the...
Yep.
He was the prototype for the Maskatron action figure back in the 70s.
Yes.
And
I still have
also
mine.
starred. I have one too. Yeah.
I've
seen yours.
Oh yeah, you saw it. Yeah. I'm missing some clothes. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's all I got left.
But he also in the $6 Million Man. He was in the Bigfoot 2 episode, and he played a different character. He played Nedlick, that was in charge of the Sasquatch. So.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that episode. I haven't seen that one.
But that's where I remember John Saxon from.
Yeah.
And I think he was also in Battle Beyond the Stars.
Yep.
Remember that big 70s flick?
But he was in a lot of action flicks back then.
Oh yeah, I mean his filmography from like the 60s and 70s. I mean, it was just. I mean, he was in. You name it, he was in it. Yeah, he was in Black Christmas. Did you know that?
Yes. He plays. Well, I don't want to give it away, but you gotta watch Black Christmas. You gotta watch it. But I think I guess I wouldn't give it away, but because I think he plays a cop in that one too. So
yes.
So it really doesn't matter. He just plays that role perfectly, being a cop or something.
And
like
as
that.
every actor from the 70s, of course, he made his appearance on the Rockford Files. I mean, everybody literally
True.
was on the Rockford Files in the 70s. But yeah, I mean, he was in Bonanza, I mean, Ironside, The Virginian, Night Gallery, Kung Fu. I mean, he did
remember that? He was in Enter the Dragon. Remember that one? He was because I just watched that like a few months ago again, and I forgot. He was the fighter. He was a fighter. Yeah. Jeez, how stupid. I forgot all about it.
He was in Starsky and Hutch, Wonder Woman, Fantastic Journey. I don't know if he was in Quincy. Oh my God, that's when you know your career's going down the tubes there.
Quincy.
Making an appearance on Quincy.
Yeah, I couldn't get into that show.
Y50.
Oh yeah, Y50, yeah.
He was in The Electric Horseman. He was in this movie called Cannibals in the Streets. I never heard of that. 1980.
Huh. What was Oh, he was in Blood Beach. He was a captain, Captain Pearson. So he played a lot of cop roles.
Yeah. 6 episodes of Fantasy Island. If you can believe that.
6 episodes? What the hell did he do in 6 episodes?
Well, he played a different character every damn episode.
Oh my gosh.
6 episodes of Dynasty, 2 episodes in the A-Team.
Jeez. Yeah,
So
John
he's done
Saxon.
it all,
I don't know, man. I'm glad you brought him up because he's the most famous actor in the film.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, he probably was, you know. He was definitely the most established one.
Yeah. And Heather Langenkamp, or Langenkamp, I don't even know if she was in much else because I don't remember her being in much. She was just a regular.
Yeah, I'd never heard of her before.
Yeah, I mean, I think she was just in a couple of the other.
Well, she was just a kid at that point. You know what I mean? How old was she when that movie came out? 17, 18 maybe?
Probably,
I'm guessing. I mean, I think she was a kid. I don't think she was an adult playing a kid. I mean, I think she really was a teenager, I would think.
Oh, yeah, yeah. She was born in 1964, so she's age 58. So, yeah, she would have been young then. She would have been...
Yeah, 64, so she'd been 19.
Yeah, 19, okay. Yeah. But I don't know... I don't know what other big movies she would... I mean, she was in Nightmare on Elm Street 1. She was in Part 3. And then she was in New Nightmare. So she's been in 3 of them. And then... I don't know. She was in a couple... she was in an ABC after-school special and a CBS school break special. Oh.
Yeah.
She was in The Outsiders and Rumble Fish, but it says scenes deleted. So that would suck. You're in deleted scenes.
She played Nancy Kerrigan in a TV movie.
Oh, really? Huh.
She was in Star Trek Into Darkness. American
She was?
Story.
Oh, I didn't know she was in that
Hellraiser
one.
Judgment.
Huh. Well.
And, Hellraiser, so... She's done a few things.
Okay, well. So, did you watch the film on Blu-ray, right?
I did.
Okay. So what'd you think of the quality and everything in that?
Oh, it was a nice, clean, clear picture.
Yeah.
It had that look, though, just from the age of it, like it had that New Line Cinema look to it. You know,
right,
I mean?
right.
I don't know. I don't know if they used film or they used video or something. But a lot of those movies from New Line, they had a look to it. I can't explain what it is, but it looked good. I mean, it looked really good, and Blu-ray had a couple cool special features on it. And
did you catch what she was watching on TV?
She was watching The Evil Dead.
Yeah, because dude, I didn't catch that. I don't remember catching that at first, you know. And I was like, she's watching The Evil Dead. I didn't know that. I don't know. I might have known it back in the day, but I couldn't remember that. I thought that was cool. It was a good little, hat tip to Sam Raimi, I think,
Yeah, there was something I read about that. Oh, it says that when Nancy watches The Evil Dead on TV, the scene is playing from the end of the film. However, the screaming heard during the scene is from the famous tree rape scene, a scene which appears near the beginning of the film.
Oh, okay.
So they did something with the audio.
Editing. Oh, okay. Johnny Depp's death scene. The blood shooting out of the bed.
Well, that room was upside down.
Right. But I thought that was pretty good effects, but it reminded me of The Shining scene, the elevator and the blood and everything. And I was like,
yeah.
Then I was reading, it was inspired by The Shining, that blood scene.
Did you notice though? I mean, when that was going on, like there was certain ways that the things were in the room, like when they were like getting bumped with like the spackle, like the splatters, you could tell like that the room was upside down, just the way certain things were setting.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that. I'll have to check that out.
But I mean, it was pretty good idea.
Yeah, really good, yeah. I mean, even the scene, the scene
sucked into the mattress.
Oh yeah, but the scene where her friend dies and he's, the dude's in the room and she's on the ceiling, like
yeah.
That's pretty. Yeah, I remember that scene used to get me back in the day. I was like, man, that's a pretty brutal, freaking kill scene. And then he's getting blamed, for the, for the murder of it. I thought that was a pretty cool twist. I mean, not a twist.
I wonder how I wonder how they shot that scene, because there's at one point they're both in the shot. Right?
I know. I was wondering that same thing.
So my guess is that he must have been anchored to the floor somehow.
Yeah.
And she was rolling around.
Yeah.
He must have been anchored to the ceiling, and she must have been rolling around on the floor, and and they had it reversed, because there's no way they could get that movement like that without any kind of wires or.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool. It was pretty realistic.
Yeah, it was. I really liked that scene, man. That was cool. I was reading the scenes in the boiler room were shot in an actual boiler room filled with asbestos. And after filming, that building was later condemned. And I'm like, oh, I bet those actors were thrilled about that. We were filming for hours in a boiler room with asbestos all around us. So anyway, that was kind of interesting. I didn't know that.
It said the budget was $1.8 million.
Yeah.
That was the budget. And gross U.S. and Canada was $25,624,448.
Okay. Well, I mean, it did pretty good for being a $1 million film. I mean, it spurred on. Look at all the sequels. So basically, the sequels were, you had A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Wars, which we'll have to talk about in a little bit here. The Dream Master was 4. The Dream Child was 5. I can't even talk about those two. I haven't seen them in so long, but they came out in 88, 89. So again, like Friday the 13th, it was almost one every 1 or 2 years. So
yeah,
Street came out. The first one came out 84. The next one 85. Then it skipped 2 years to 87. Then it went to 88, 89, and then Freddy's Dead came out, the final Nightmare, in 1991. And then they went ahead and rebooted kind of this whole reality thing with Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which was really cool. And then you got Freddy versus Jason, which you can add in there. But then they did the remake in 2010. And I went to the...
Was it that long ago? Wow.
Yeah. And I went to the theater to see it, and I was disappointed.
It didn't have the same feeling of the original. Much more serious, though. I got,
Yeah.
the feel from that.
Right. Okay, so do you remember when you first saw A Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes. I do. I saw it on HBO.
Did
actually.
You? Okay.
Yeah. So it was probably like a year, or so after it came out.
So we would have been like 13, I think, when it came out.
Yeah, 12, 13 years old, around there, yeah.
Something like that. I couldn't see it, of course, but I tried to, I messaged a friend of ours, Ernie Smith, that I tried to get him to come on because I wanted to talk about the first time I saw it. Mm-hmm. And his parents used to, rent a bunch of horror movies that I couldn't watch. You know, they would rent whatever. And he said, "Hey, I got Nightmare on Elm Street on video." I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember exactly what he said, but if you want to watch it, man, come on over. And I immediately went over there. We watched it in the basement, and dude, I thought the movie was freaky when I saw it. I was like, "Damn, this is a scary movie." And I just remember the whole vibe of it. The music got me, just like the other movies we talked about, like Halloween stuff. Something about Nightmare on Elm Street soundtrack is very rememberable, just like some of the other ones. You know, the Friday 13th, Halloween. It's weird. Those three movies, they got the most rememberable. Is that a word? Rememberable? Yeah.
Yeah.
the most I don't know, the way I said it didn't sound right. But it just,
it's probably the most memorable.
Yes, memorable, not rememberable. Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh, memorable soundtrack, because it just that you can't forget it. Hey guys, this is Steve Montgomery from Retro Media Talk Podcast. I'm an independent media composer and musician, and I want to tell you about my latest dark mood album, Slasher. You can find it on Bandcamp, CD Baby, Amazon, Spotify, and more. If you go to Bandcamp, just do a search for Dark Mood, all one word. Now go get scared. But yeah, it's just a memorable soundtrack. Just eerie, freaky sounding score. And anyway, that was the first time I saw the movie. It was on video cassette in his basement. I loved it, man. I absolutely loved it the first time I saw it. And what's weird is the movie really holds up today, all these years later. You know, it's weird. You know, the other scene that always got me was the school scene when she falls asleep and she sees her friend being dragged down the hall. That was kind of a freaky scene.
Yeah, that was probably one of the better scenes. Actually, it was pretty cool. The big trail of blood.
Yeah,
and then when she's like getting pulled like around the corner or something, and she's like, there's nobody pulling her, but she's like getting pulled. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like her feet are up in the air.
Yeah, I love that.
It
was freaky.
Pretty cool shot.
I remember when part 2 came out, I begged my parents to go see it at the theater, because I had some friends that wanted to go see it. The theater would let you in. They wouldn't card you or anything, whatever. And I begged and begged. They would not let me go see the movie. So I went out that night and I actually obeyed their orders and did not go see the movie, even though it was really tempting to just go rebel against them and go see the movie. But I was a good boy. I didn't do it. Let's talk about 3. You've seen 3, obviously.
Yes. It's been a while, but I've seen it.
What was the best part of 3 you remember?
The best part of 3 was Dokken, the Dream Warriors song.
Yes. I mean, that song just was my instant favorite when it came out. I rushed out and got the single. Did you ever get the single when it came out?
No, I didn't have the single. But I got Back for the Attack like right after I saw the video on MTV.
Yeah. Yeah, I went we rushed out, went to the mall and got the single on cassette at the time. And I think it came into I'm trying to remember, but there was something like it was in a Nightmare on Elm Street kind of like shoot. I think it was just, I don't know if it was a cardboard, like one of those long cardboard things or what. I just remember there was something more to just the single. Like it had I wonder if anybody has that on eBay, because I'm vaguely trying to remember what the single had.
Like what? Like the B-side or like what? Like
the packaging on it. I'm drawing a blank. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm off. I'm looking at somebody on eBay selling the single, and it just says "Ka-single," you know? And it just has Dream Warriors on there. They're selling it for $13.99. But I thought it came in some kind of packaging on top of the, not just the cassette, but... Oh, here it is. Here it is, dude. I'm not dreaming. Yeah, somebody is selling the Ka-single sealed in a new long box. Remember those long boxes?
The CDs used to come in?
Yeah. They had them in cassettes, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And, yep, here it is, dude. Somebody sell it for $149.99.
You buying it?
No, hell no. But I'm just saying, I'm like, my memory, is just like, I swear there was more to just the buying the cassette than, I think there was a box that came with it. And sure enough, there it is. It's a Ka-single. Looks like it was priced $4.99 back in the day. And you should look it up on eBay. Check it out. I mean, it exists. It's dented, but he's trying to sell for $149.99. I don't know if anybody's going to buy that, but man, that's weird, dude. It's like I can't believe there's one out there, But it seems like
I found over the years that if you remember something, somebody has it on eBay.
Yeah.
And somebody has it still new. I don't know how they do it.
I don't know how they do it either. Yeah, it's so weird.
I think what it was, and just to divert to eBay real quick, I do a lot of shopping on eBay, and I buy tons of $6 Million Man toys, tons of them. I mean, I'm looking at like shelves right now, just full of them, and there's people for the past 20 years that have been selling $6 Million Man figures, new, sealed in the box. Still, I don't know how they're doing it.
I don't know how that. Maybe estate sales. I don't know how they get them.
What I'm thinking is what happened is that when they must have had the foresight to do it, but like when the $6 Million Man was kind of like petering out, and they clearanced a lot of the toys out, they just bought full cases of them. I mean, it's the only thing I can think of.
That's true. And they knew that one day it's going to be a collector's item. I mean, I bet there are a lot of people that do that. I mean, I've thought about it, but I just I'm too cheap to buy, multiple copies of something.
If I see like, something coming up with the potential for value in the future, like when Funko Pop came out with the Eddie Van Halen Funko Pop.
Yeah.
I bought 6 of them. One for myself. I got 5 just sitting around, and maybe in 20 years, maybe after I'm dead and my kid has them, maybe that he can get some good coin for them.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm looking at this eBay thing, and I'm like, somebody's trying to sell a clean. They say clean Nightmare on Elm Street soundtrack cassette for $1,000. Really? I mean, I used to have all those on cassettes, and I'm just like...
But what's crazy, though, is that they wouldn't put that price on there if they didn't think at some point they're going to get it.
Yeah. It's nuts. Well, somebody's selling for $60. That's more in the tune, but why? Cassette, that much.
Is there an option to, like, make a offer, or is it just strictly you place your bid and that's it?
Well, I don't know. He's got 100%. Let me see. It's new, sealed. He's got 763 feedback. So I doubt I don't know.
You doubt he's what?
I doubt anybody's going to buy this for $1,000. I mean, I'd be shocked. Absolutely shocked. A cassette you don't even know if it plays right or anything. And
Well, whoever buys it's not going to play it.
yeah, true.
They're going to leave it sealed.
I mean, I used to have this on cassette. Just something about horror, like VHS, horror cassettes, horror vinyl. They are worth so much. Oh, look at this, dude. Lost Boys cassette. Is it new? Sealed, yeah. $500. What the hell, dude? Oh my gosh.
Like I said, I don't think they would put that on there unless they didn't think they could get close to it.
Yeah, I mean it's nuts. I mean, people got a lot of money to waste if they're buying that. Hey guys, do you want the ultimate iodine supplement? How about liquid B12? How about liquid turmeric in a herbal cold pressed tincture, never heated? The ultimate in detoxification. Pure, powerful, and potent liquid formulas in a raw herbal extract. Totally organic. Use our special coupon code HEALTHYLIFE at checkout at globalhealingorganics.com. Use coupon code HEALTHYLIFE. But Nightmare on Elm Street 3, where I guess we'll go. No you cannot, talk about it without talking about the song.
Yeah, well, I think, to be honest with you, it's probably one of the best Dokken songs.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of my favorites. One of my favorites. I mean, I love the whole Back for the Attack album. I think that's just like their best album ever. Besides,
you think so?
Well, I love Under Lock and
Key, baby.
But Back for the Attack just had, it had Heaven Sent. I love that song. It had some good, heavier songs on
Burning
that
Like
album.
a Flame.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I love Under Lock and Key. I used to listen to that like nonstop. I don't know, man. It's hard for me to say, but I think if I had to choose between the two, I would go with Back for the Attack just because those songs because Heaven Sent and Dream Warriors are like my favorite on the album. I couldn't.
Burning Like a Flame and Kiss of Death. Kiss of Death kicks ass, dude.
Oh yeah, Kiss of Death. That was like their heaviest song on the album. I mean that was their first track on there, and just love that song. I mean, I don't think there's a bad song on that album. I'm trying to find.
Well, there is.
Hold on. Let me see. Prisoner. I like Prisoner. Night by Night. That's all right. So Many Tears. I love So Many Tears.
I tell you, the stinker song on there is
Stop Fighting Love.
No, it's either Lost Behind the Wall or Cry of the Gypsy.
Yeah. Either one of those. Yeah, they're okay. Not. I probably
Cry of the Gypsy is the worst one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Stop Fighting Love, Lost Behind the Wall. Yeah, I mean, Sleepless Night. I like Sleepless Night.
Yeah, Cry of the Gypsy for sure.
Yeah, Cry of the Gypsy. I agree. I probably skipped that song more than any of the other ones. Under Lock and Key, though, I know there's a couple bad ones on that one. Not bad, but skippable ones.
Yeah, I think there's really only one bummer on there, and I think there's not a Till the Living End. Till the Living End's the one that sucks on there.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so I love Unchain the Night, love it. The Hunter, love it. In My Dreams, oh my gosh. That was one of my favorite. Slipping Away,
It's more of a mellower song, yeah.
Yeah, I could skip that one probably. Lightning Strikes Again,
Dude, that one's awesome.
Lightning Strikes. Yeah. It's Not Love, though. That was one of my favorites. Jaded Heart.
Again, where he's like, lightning!
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's Not Love, though. Jaded Heart.
Yeah, it's
Don't
awesome.
Lie to Me. What was Don't Lie?
Just don't lie to me.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Will the Sun Rise? Yeah. Till the Living End.
Yeah, that was like a fast one.
Yeah.
That's the stinker. That's the stinker of the album.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You got a point. They're both like solid albums. It's hard to pick which one's better or not. I don't know.
And then when you think that those two are like the best, right? Then they come back in 95 with Dysfunctional, and Dysfunctional is just as good as the first two. It's not the first two. It would be the second and third. I love Dysfunctional.
Yeah. But why can't I think of what was the big hits on that one? I don't even.
Well, Dysfunctional, it was Too High to Fly. Too High to Fly.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one, yeah.
And they had Hole in My Head. And
Hole in My Head. Yeah, it was a little heavier one, yeah.
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 From the beginning, they did that cover song. I can't remember who did that. And that was an awesome album. And then right after that, they did the Unplugged.
Even though I take a multivitamin, I also like to take superfoods. And the best superfood I found on the market that tastes just amazing is Brick House Nutrition Field of Greens. Real organic superfood. 1 scoop of Field of Greens gives you the full spectrum of colors with fruits, veggies, herbs, spices, and more. Helps with your overall well-being by aiding in antioxidation, lipid metabolism, and glucose metabolism. Since Field of Greens is made from real foods, it's technically not a supplement. This is just pure whole foods, guys, and you can get a discount right now by using coupon code HEALTHYLIFE. Just plug that coupon HEALTHYLIFE before checkout in the coupon section and get our exclusive discount. You have to try Field of Greens from brickhousenutrition.com. Okay, so for people that don't know what the song sounds like, let me just play the chorus real quick right now. Could you hear that okay?
Yeah, you can hear it.
Okay. I don't want to play too much because I don't want no copyright strike or something. The thing that makes Freddy different from all the other guys is he talks and he makes funny jokes when he's killing somebody or, throughout the whole series. So he's got some awesome one-liners. It
was a slasher movie, but it was kind of comedic at the same time. You know what I mean? It was more light-hearted in a way. So I mean, there was the scary parts, but then there was the funny stuff with him. And like you said earlier, is that as the movies went on, Freddy versus Jason. I mean, it was just like a slapstick comedy almost.
Yeah, I know it was. It was totally. It's like some of the some of the one-liners were on Nightmare on Elm Street 4, the Dream Master. He said, "Well, it ain't Dr. Seuss," was a line I guess he used. "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but nothing will ever kill me. Freddy's dead." I like this one. I remember this, and this was in Dream Master, so I do remember this line. "How's this for a wet dream?" This is from Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. "This is it, Jennifer, your big break in TV," and he slams her head through a TV. I don't know if you remember that. That was funny.
No, I haven't seen that in so long. I might actually watch that tonight after we get done.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Did you know that when they filmed this movie, I guess New Line Cinema was about ready to go bankrupt.
Really? I didn't know that.
And they were saved from bankruptcy because this film was so successful. Ooh. And people at New Line would say that them getting saved and then becoming pretty much a powerhouse for a while. They made a lot of movies in that era, and they said that was the house that Freddy built. So he saved them from going bankrupt.
I could have kicked myself when I went and saw Michael Myers' house in California. When I went to visit my sisters, they were doing these tours, and they were going to take me to they offered to take me to the Nightmare on Elm Street house. But I could have just looked it up, and we could have went there, and we were so pressed for time and everything, I didn't get a chance to check it out, but that kind of pissed me off. But remember that other line in one where the tongue comes out of the phone? It says, "I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy."
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
That big, like, dog tongue.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to talk about silliness, though, and we have to talk about the final scene. They're standing on the front step, and Johnny Depp pulls up in the car. The mother gets pulled through the window.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How stupid was that, really?
I think they made four different endings.
Yeah, I watched them all. And there was an ending where they pull up, and then it was a convertible, and the convertible top closes up.
That was the original ending,
and it's striped like Freddy's sweater. And then there's one where the kids just drive off and nothing happens to the kids.
Yeah.
And then there's another one where the kids drive off and Freddy's driving the car.
Oh, I must not have seen that one then. I'll have to check that one out.
And that one had a slightly different thing with the kids jump roping and singing the Freddy song.
Oh, okay.
But I think the one they went with was probably the best one.
That's one thing I always loved about the Nightmare on Elm Street, because you could do a lot with the special effects and different imaginations, because everything's open, right? You're in a dream state, so everything.
Right. What the heck, Michael?
Michael's calling again. Ah, jeez. It's late for Michael to be calling. He heard us talking about Nightmare on Elm Street, and he decided to...
Jealous? He's jealous?
He decided to give me a call. But, yeah, I'll call him back tomorrow.
You know, another cool scene, and then a lot of movies have stolen the effect.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one scene where she's laying in bed, and then he's like starting to squeeze through the wall.
Oh yeah. That's a great scene. That's a great scene. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen other horror movies later on.
Yeah.
Use that same type of effect.
Yeah, that is a cool one. I think the music and everything was really well done in the film. The atmosphere, like you said, the look of it, that new line kind of horror look.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Wes Craven, I mean, he died 76, August 30th, 2015. Yeah, when Nightmare on Elm Street 3 came out, I had a 16th birthday party, and Troy Clayton and Scott Smith actually pitched in and got me the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warrior shirt. I wore it proudly for a long time, and I don't remember what happened to the shirt. It upsets me. I can't remember what happened to the shirt. I would have never thrown it away. But I was at Walmart one day, and they had a Nightmare on Elm Street 3 shirt there just recently. And I had to get it, but it wasn't quite as good as the shirt that I got back in the day. Big shout out to Troy Clayton, Scott Smith, for pitching in and getting me that shirt in 1987. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, do you like Star Wars, Funko, Marvel Legends, McFarlane toys, Legos? Then I got a special coupon code to save 10% over at Entertainment Earth. Use my special coupon code CRAZETV with a K, KRAZETV, to get 10% off at entertainmentearth.com. entertainmentearth.com with coupon code CRAZETV with a K to save 10%. All right, guys, so thanks for listening to Retro Media Talk. And like always, find us on all the different podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Anchor FM, Red Circle, Player FM. There's a few other ones out there. But if you got a podcast app, search for it. See if you can find Retro Media Talk. We appreciate the support as always, and that's about it. That's Nightmare on Elm Street. So hopefully we got one more to finish for our Halloween season, and then we're gonna move into our holiday group of movies that we're excited to talk about.
Films.
Films, yeah. Because even though we like a lot of horror films, we love holiday films. And so we'll have a lot of holiday Christmas films to share and talk about. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's correct.
And I'll also be sharing some of my cookie and eggnog recipes. Make sure you have your notebook handy. Take notes.
You should, dude. You should. I should whip out some recipes. Yeah, we should share with the audience some recipes. That'd be all right. It's good. I want to know that eggnog recipe. So
yeah, I got to find it. I found it last year, and it was amazing.
You got to find it. Everybody's wanting that recipe now. They're dying for some eggnog.
Dude, I've got
I can't wait.
A gallon in my fridge right now.
I can't wait till we do the Christmas episodes. I'm gonna have a nice little eggnog cocktail while we talk about it. Pretty excited
eggnog
about
and
that.
Captain Morgan's.
Yeah,
spiced rum.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Oh, by the way, before I end, hey, I got a new album coming out on the 25th. I've got a ambient / cinematic type of CD I'm releasing called Night Sky. It's Steve Montgomery, Night Sky. And if you guys want to check it out, it'll be on Amazon, Bandcamp. Just do a search for Steve Montgomery, Night Sky. Got about 19 songs on there, all instrumental, kind of ambient electronic music, cinematic. Steve, do you got anything to promote yet? Do you got your first episode of your podcast out yet?
No, I think though that it'll probably be out here in the next week or so.
Okay, all right. Well,
so we'll be able to promote it on the next episode.
Okay. Well, we'll save that.
Then all of the listeners that we have here will leave this podcast to go listen to my $6 Million Man podcast.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to hear it. Yeah. So if anybody wants to know, Steve is coming out with a $6 Million Man podcast, and we'll give you more details later on it. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time. Anything else, Steve? I always do that to you.
Yeah.
All right.
No, nothing. I'm looking forward to next week, actually, and it should be an awesome podcast because it's an awesome movie we're going to be talking about.
All right.
I'll leave it at that.
All right. Sounds great. All right. See you guys.